Okay, dude, I get it. Interacting with this guy is just going to create drama that he uses to get clicks.
Oh my God, dude. Why is he like... Tim seems legitimately upset. Tim mentioned you. Oh God, what did they?
He then, it's mostly water under the bridge, but he made some comment about me backing out or something, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and then I messaged him. I was like, "Are you kidding, dude? Like, we're gonna pay for everything." And then he was just like, "No, I'm not doing it. Are you crazy?"
Well, then just do it. Like, I mean, I'm sure he'd be down to come down soon, and you guys could act.
I am not going to Tim Pool's broadcast. Okay, he can come on mine, or we can do it on Zoom. That's what I would like to do.
Issue has expanded more than that. I mean, so at the same time, there was Hassan Piker who also responded to my tweet. And he said, "I'd love to come." And I said, "When can you come?" And he said, "Let's figure out a date." And so I DM'd him and he said, "I got to be honest, I'm actually concerned about COVID." And I said, "Totally get it. No worries, man. Thanks for reaching out." And that was the end of it. Sam, however, used it on like a video and then started tweeting about it because it was drumming up a whole bunch of clicks and views. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, when we were originally supposed to do it, I was like, bro, why would I fly in the middle of COVID all the way to like wherever you are? But I still don't want to fly to wherever he is. I don't know where the he is, but I don't want to fly there. I don't want to like, if I have an alternative method of being able to debate someone, I would rather do that. Like, I don't want to be on a show. I can't stream it myself. I'm just basically like at that point, offering my audience over. Like I'll have him on mine.
Okay, dude, I get it. Interacting with this guy is just going to create drama that he uses to get clicks.
Seems Emma Vigeland made Timcast very upset today on his show, and he took the occasion to once again claim that I accepted an invite to be on his show and then backed out to cause drama. I'm attaching a screen recording of our DMs to clear the air. I can have Lydia arrange everything for you. Show is 8 p.m. live studio DC area. We can fly you out and get you to a motel nearby. Yeah, he sent something similar to me too, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm not trying to do that. We can hang out for 2 hours, talk about current events. I can do a group chat to connect you if you want, or just send me your email. I can't fly down to DC. I do a daily 3-hour show. You don't do any remotes. We set the show back up in January for in-person. We don't have a way to connect everyone to a Skype call or to display it. We've rejected some centrist and right-wing people for the same thing, so I take no issue if it can't be done. We can try to find a time when you're free to travel, but I get it. It's one of the challenges of getting guests. You and Hassan host your own content, so it's probably harder for you, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. COVID hasn't affected your bringing people into the studio? No one. We actually stopped guests for a while over it. Rogan never did. Then we started up in the past month or so again. Trump never did either. I guess you roll the dice and hope you don't pull a 7. Maybe if I have a day off. I don't know why you suddenly took offense to the above reply. Care to elaborate? You agreed to an in-studio interview for publicity. You lied. I had absolutely no idea you only did in-studio interviews and had no idea you weren't in New Jersey anymore. That last one we did was on Skype. You just wanted to rile up your followers. The tweet said in studio and we covered travel. You dragged me to rile up your followers, then pretend to be serious, then claimed you were busy, then claimed it was COVID. You're full of shit. I didn't see any travel tweet, dude. How in the world would I have accepted tonight as a date if I thought I had to travel from upstate New York starting at 3 p.m. after my show and get back here by 8:30 to prep for tomorrow's show? That makes no sense. Bullshit. You did a segment pulling clips from my studio show. I don't know why Tim doesn't realize that, like, in a world where like Skype and Zoom exists, and that Sam Seder actually had done a Zoom conversation with Tim, that like Sam Seder, a grown ass man with children, was actually like trying to create like a little bit of drama this way and is being dishonest here. I don't get that. I actually don't. I legitimately don't understand how you can like claim that that is what's going on here, because like to me, I look at this and I think, no, he just like literally didn't have time. He just and was genuinely confused. But Tim seems legitimately upset. Bullshit. You did a segment pulling clips from my studio. Not to mention if I had a regular pre-record after my regular show. As far as I remember, it wasn't an interview, because you do one interview in studio. How could you possibly assume that you do them in studio? The entire channel you pulled from is a live studio show. You have like 10 channels, no offense, but I don't follow. What? I don't even know if they know. My producer pulled clips. I don't even know if they know. Tim also got mad because Sam makes fun of Dave Rubin. I mean, defending Dave Rubin is a grave offense. You're lying. You directly criticize my opinion. So either you lie in your show or you're lying now. Yes, I directly criticize your opinions. That's why I'm interested in having a conversation with you. See, this is like kind of funny. I think a lot of people think that like, oh, my interlocutors know every minutia about my life. And I get it. It's because, you know, we're narcissists, like content creators, I mean. So you just expect people to like know everything when they talk about you. But in reality, like most people are too busy with their own shit, right? So I don't think Sam is lying right now. Like it's like Dr. Disrespect's wife's anniversary. You know what I mean?
June 7, anti-LGBTQ protesters attack pro-LGBTQ demonstrators. Esports host Puckett comments, "Let people love who they love and live your own life." Nick Merckx responds, "They should leave little children alone." To which Call of Duty removes the Nick Merckx operator bundle.
So, Dr. Disrespect apparently uninstalled Call of Duty for Nick Merckx. He says unless they apologize and reinstate the Nick Merckx bundle, he will not be playing the game.
Is uninstall the game, number one. I mean, don't get a mistake, in this year's Call of Duty is the worst in its franchise. But that decision by COD's PR marketing team, I'll tell you right now, man.
Yes, he's more loyal to Nick Merckx having his skin than his own wife. I know. Yes.
A few moments later.
People like Hassan and even the Jakes of the world and those people, they get that. This is how they do it, Chad. This is their game they play. And, you know, I think up until that week, Hassan and I were pretty cool. And I know he's not going to lose any sleep over our relationship or anything, man. I'm not either. But after hearing him say what he said about Doc, that motherfucker's dead to me. I DM'd him as soon as I heard it. And I said, you know what? Have your opinions. We can agree to disagree. You can say the things that you want to say, of course. But you're going to go up there and say that shit about Doc on his anniversary, right? It's a guy's anniversary. And you're saying shit like that in front of all those people? You're just gonna let that rip? All right.
How the fuck am I supposed to know, right? Like, what? I don't care. I don't know. Why would I know that? It's insane. The one where I said we need to end the war and use the budget to fix the Flint water crisis. Did I comment on that? Yes. What did I say? I agree that it's a human rights offense, if not technically, and I'm happy to end war, but we have the money to fix it. Now he's like debating him over a DM. No, you dragged me for not talking about it. And then it's like, what? He goes, what? Let's see, what else? Did you just not do research and say random shit to random clips with no research? I don't know what you're referring to. You didn't know what you were commenting on. You never saw my show, and you dragged me for something you claim I didn't talk about, but you do all the time. If you don't want to do an interview with me because you're mad at my critique of your show, then fine, just say that. But you seem to be changing the topic here. You've never seen my show. You used my invitation to trigger your followers, pretending to accept, and privately said no, you're a liar. Oh my God, dude. Why is he like, these messages don't look good. I've seen portions of your show, Tim. If you, like me, do hours a day, have not watched every minute you have produced. So you knew it was a live show with multiple people. Tim, I never suggested in public that you didn't extend an invite. On my show, I explained that I couldn't do it because I was in studio. Can you yourself told me that you didn't have guests the whole year? You publicly agreed to do an in-studio show. I didn't realize it was an in-studio show, Tim. The tweet said live in studio with travel covered. Or at least I didn't realize that you didn't do remote. You and I did a remote interview, for God's sakes. So you are calling me a liar because of a tweet I didn't see, said travel covered, and is supposed to mean no remote interviews. You responded to the tweet. What are you talking about? The tweet said, open the 13th, live in studio. You said yes. Does someone else run your Twitter account? Ha, I wish. Hold on. Let me find it. And then he replies, I can do the 13th. Okay, I just saw that. I assumed I could do remote. Tim, I'm hours from an airport here. It would take me half of a day to get to where you are in DC. What is the first thing I responded with when you DM me? I was surprised that you don't do remote interviews because that's what you did for our last interview. Then you claim I'm lying. Seems really hard to believe. Like, what's the lie? You publicly agreed to an in-studio show, then privately said you couldn't travel, then publicly tweeted about COVID fears. Look at my DM. I mentioned concern about COVID in our exchange, which he did. And end with maybe if I have a day off. So you drag me over fake claims of an airtight studio. Yeah, maybe if I get a day off. Maybe. Tim, I do cartoon for Fox. No one is going into the studios. I filled in on MSNBC for Chris Hayes. There were less people in that studio than there are in your studio, and it's about 10 times the size. Maybe you shouldn't publicly try to drag me unless you know what you're talking about. If I wanted to drag you about how irresponsible that is, I would have dragged you for it. The restrictions here are lifted for what we are doing, and we are following all the guidelines. You don't know what you're talking about. I have friends at hospitals in New York. They're all preparing for a second wave in about 2 weeks. Oh shit. Why does that sound like a fart every time? What is that sound? It sounds like a fart, like, right? Am I crazy?